Anyway, let's keep going. I started this Tarzan and Sheena blank sketch cover last week. This was the first sketch, the first kind of like figuring it out. I shared with you guys the reference that I was using. This one is actually more of a Spider-Man pose, but when it comes to drawing, you can do whatever you want. You can use it whatever you want, however you want. Use your references however you want. And this was kind of like exactly what it looked like. One of the things that I didn't like, I actually when I didn't like the composition of her being so small, so I changed it. In a photo editing software, I just went ahead and increased the size of the reference on the page. He stayed the same. She got enlarged. It just makes it look a bit better. And then I kind of got caught with the mug because I wasn't sure if I wanted her to look like her TV counterpart, Tanya Roberts, her movie counterpart, which I kind of like that idea, but I also like trying to just do whatever I want, so I'm just going to still use the reference. I am just going to tighten up these grid lines so I can get my proportions right. And then that's it, guys. I'm going to just, every once in a while, I'm just going to put the music on so you guys can jammy jam. Say hello when you jump on. It feels good to be back. I did very little drawing over the week, this past week. This was a celebratory week. We had family over for a couple of days, and I didn't want to get stuck, or not stuck, I should say, but trapped in my office, in my studio. I did do some sketching because I still found my way inside of an antique store that was selling old comic books. So I picked up some Tarzan comic books from the 70s that had artwork from one of my favorite artists, Joe Kubert. So I had no choice, guys. I had to pick it up. I'll grab some later on while we take a break, and I'll show you. And I'll show you which ones I picked up. Nothing special, really, I don't think, but it's special to me. So it was fun to see. All right, so I have a tendency to do this, so let me see. So I just redid, tightened up the grid lines. I'm going to just get my proportions right of where the eyes are going to go and the features, and then I'm just going to get a little bit more creative because I'm still not sure how I want her to look. Know what I mean? Link, good morning. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Good to see you. On this Wednesday morning to me. Just moving stuff around so I can see all the chat. Yeah, it's absolutely good to see you. Hope you're having a good day so far. One of the things when drawing eyes, when it comes to using reference, you never realize how big they are and how small they are. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like in my grid here, her eyes inside there. And I think that what's getting me is that the model is her face is looking to her right, facing her right, but her eyes are facing left, our right. But that's alright. I just need point of references is all I need. Well, I tell you what, I'm still makes me very happy to see you here and prepping for work. Hope you have an awesome day. The office. I will probably be back also later on today. A little trial by fire. I've been away from streaming for about a week since the last time we were hanging out. Dre does art. Thank you for the compliment. And good morning. It's morning where I am, so if it's any other time of day, make sure you let me know. But it was actually, it was really good not to draw anything or not to be in my room, mess around. But boy, was I jonesing to draw. I did a little bit of sketching when everybody was either asleep. So I was able to cheat in that way. My art is very cool. Thank you again. Dre does art. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here with my my eye line. I may have to just bypass the reference. I think it's because I made the shape of the head too square. And let me see if I can fix that. Well, the erasing is beginning to look like Tanya Roberts. All right, let me see here. I just may have to get mechanical here. One of the things that detracts me from using the grid method is that rigidness that you have to kind of follow at first. What I've been trying to do when I use the grid method is just use it very loosely, use it for proportions to make sure everything is where you want it to be, and then trying to go a cappella on it. Dre does art is asking if I'm designing a book cover. Yes, kinda. This is a blank comic book cover. You can get these at most, if not all, comic book stores. That's the actual cover to the comic book. I don't know when the industry started doing this, but I'm pretty sure it was during when the popularity of the Comic Cons was way high. And they would book an artist. I'm sure this was a great way to, not only would they sell the book, sell some original art. So all I am doing is following that lead. Nova Draws, hello, good morning. Good morning for me. I am drawing Tarzan and Sheena from their Lords of the Jungle comic book, Tarzan and Sheena. This was the original sketch. And all I really did, I made him a little bit more svelte. I gave him a little bit more hair on the cover. And I made her bigger in the book. I didn't like the way this suggested that she was a bit character. The book has both their names on it, so I felt that they both needed to be dominant, and this didn't really help. This kind of like felt, plus my perspective wasn't really well done. He just looks like a giant that's squatting down, and she just looks really small. I didn't do a very good job at doing it, but I just wanted to test out how the references were going to look. These are the exact same references, and I can put them up on screen if you guys want me to show you of what actual images that I'm using for my references. But yeah, that's the same exact pose. I'm not going to use that arm. I feel like it should be a little lower, more dynamic here. I did sketch it out. Ooh. I did sketch it out. And then erased it because it looked weird. You can still see the ghosting of the original sketch of when I tried to keep her that size. And then I just was like, no, I didn't like it at all. Dre, thank you. That's kind of like what I characterize my artwork as. Cartoonish realism is kind of the phrase that I've coined to describe my artwork. Here, I do this. Give me 1 second, guys. I do this all the time. It's alright, it's early. My brain isn't working all the way either. I do this all the time. I just finished cleaning up my studio of all this random artwork that I have laying around. And but I have a habit of turning my live streams into show and tell. Here, I'll show you guys. So, quick example of the blank covers that I'll be doing. I have like 9 of these of different titles of stuff that I love or always wanted to draw and never did so. Power Rangers, Transformers. What else I got over there? Xena. Any old heads remember Xena? Well, anyway, I got a blank cover of that. Darkwing Duck. I have a funny idea for Darkwing Duck. Can't wait to share with you guys and more of a dynamic comic book intensive image for the Daredevil. So I got a bunch of these. I'm going to be doing them throughout the year, throughout the summer. I'm not a slow artist, but I'm not a fast artist either. So, and when I share these live streams with you guys, I kind of stretch out my process just so I can share as much as humanly possible with you guys. So yeah, this was the first sketch cover that I drew and painted. Beautiful picture of Supergirl. This is what really encouraged me to keep going on the other ones, even though you'll traditionally see those sketch covers only as they're in pencil or in ink, and maybe some slight color, maybe markers. This cover paper isn't very good for what the medium that I use, which is gouache, or how I heard it pronounced over the weekend, gouache. Gouache, but I call it gouache, like Goofy from Disney. Gouache. That's how I pronounce it. So anyway, so when I finish this Tarzan, I will be painting it. I'll be sharing it with you guys. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of homages and tributes. So let me see. This was the last piece I did last week. This was the last painting I did, which was, if you guys know, that's Boba Fett. Before they ruined him. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I don't like what they did to him. But, meh, what can you do? And this is using gouache. I had a lot of fun painting this one. If you guys get a chance, go back and check out that live stream. Dre does, it's always scary to paint over sketches. It is, but it also builds courage. You gotta remember that. I'm always afraid of ruining a sketch or a drawing or an ink. But I think it's something that my friend Julio Cesar Petrini said about painting over his sketches. It makes you concentrate on the lines. It makes you concentrate on what you're doing a bit more. It makes you slow down and appreciate the process a bit more. On some of my other pieces, I would scan them, print them out, and then ink them and paint them, which is a really good process for me right now, because it allows me to experiment a bit more. But with stuff like this, I can't wait, because this will allow me to slow down. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to paint this. I'm wondering if I'm going to not do a canopy. Anyway, I'm still thinking. Some He-Man for you guys. This is actually, yeah, that's the original. I think I've scanned this. Are you guys old enough to remember the original show? And are you young enough to care about the movie that's coming out? I'm kind of I'm interested in Masters of the Universe. I'm sure they'll do a lot of fan service there. So it should be fun. Should be. We shall see. I'm gonna call him my friend, even though we've never met. An art friend of mine by the name of Rob Norton created his own 6-volume graphic series of a continuation of the Masters of the Universe story. And He-Man goes suffers an amazing transformation of where he's been scarred. So I was able to scan this image, lighten it, and then draw out the next version of him, of it scarred and bandaged. It was actually pretty cool. is a further example of that cartoonish realism, but this is more comic book style. This is me pushing the tight comic book look. I did this for the sole purpose for another creative friend, even though we've never met, of Chuck Gibson, who's an amazing inker, digital inker, and a professional inker. Once inking for Marvel, I believe, or Image Comics and Wildstorm, not Marvel, I don't think. So I try to tighten this as much as possible so that he can lay his magic on it. And he's done amazing work. I can't wait to see what he does when it's done. And I can't wait to share that. But this is more traditionally my style. This is washed out this way because it is a copy, a scanned-in copy of the original. That is Samson. I might ink this later in the future so that I can paint it. Right now it's just in pencil. But yeah, I would love that one. Dre, the layout you're referring to, is that for Green Lantern and Steel? Yeah. I like that one too. What else? And then of course, the Juggernaut. This is a example of using my figurine and trying to incorporate these shades and shapes into traditional comic book look without it looking stiff. And this is also a scanned and printed version so that I can ink it. Dre, yes I do. If you go right on your screen, you'll see ko-fi.com/mellowart. That's my coffee shop. Here, and boop, 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 boop. I'll throw that up here for a hot second. You can follow me here. These are my Etsy, my Instagram, if you want to check out some of my stuff. And I'll put it on the big screen also. Excuse me. Moving stuff that I'm not supposed to. Okay. But yeah, I also do commissions if you're interested. Just check out that stuff here. Boop, 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 on the screen. And yeah. If it happens, it happens. We'll get her done. Get her done. Misty Night. And this little sneak peek at two characters of my own creation. And for a story I'm developing, hanging out with all these comic book creators and indie creators really has encouraged me to move forward on some of the stuff that I've always had bottled up and wanted to create, and kind of like move away from the single image or the splash or the cover and actually tell some stories. That's a funny picture. But yeah, this is... Let me get that out the way. And get that out the way. These are my characters, Mistletoe and Holly. They are... This is based on a Christmas story. This doesn't tell a lot of the story, which is what makes me laugh. But this was kind of like my first rendition of these characters. It's going to be a short 6-7 page story comic book. I already got some panels sketched out, and it's just taken a lot longer than, obviously, as it should, than I expected, simply because I am because I take my, how can I put this, this isn't my original form of storytelling. I like a splash page, I like a cover, and I've always focused on one page, one image to tell a story. And taking a step back and creating a story, writing it, and pacing it out, I've been finding myself trying to make every panel a story or dynamic piece in its own, and it's taken me forever. But yeah, but then of course I'll go and stop and I'll do some splash covers. So I've taken a lot of advice from some of my friends, from Rob, and from a gentleman by the name of Saboteur. His name is Charlie from Saboteur Comics. 1 second. So even this page here has a lot of stuff, but I might even move this from page 1 to page 2. But anyway, and I will be showing a lot of the, once I get all the story down to these rough pages, these rough drawings, I will be showing the process of drawing them into size and then onto full comic book pages and inks. I won't be painting these individually. They'll just be either black and white. I'm just laughing at all this goofy stuff here. Sometimes I'll write it so quick that I'll look at it and be like, what the heck was I thinking? So, and I kind of went to town. I wanted to do homages and 2-page spreads and all this stuff. Verinaire, good morning. It goes my character in a Clint Eastwood pose. And then she's not his sidekick. He's not her sidekick. They're teammates. Mistletoe and Holly. So, I'm trying to see if there was another page I had. I would like to share this page just because it's kind of funny. The story's set in a bar. And it's a giant bar fight. The characters are there to save the bartender. But in order to save the bartender, they unfortunately got to destroy his bar. Verinaire, thank you for swinging by. I always appreciate you coming through. Go study. That's more important, but thank you so much for hanging out. So, and what makes me laugh at that is a reference of me getting punched in the face. It's my face. That's actually my fist squishing my face, and I just exaggerated it when I drew it. This page might stay this way if I can lay it out. So in the process of them saving the bartender, they start destroying the bar, more so the male, because he's a brute. He likes using firearms and that type of stuff, while the female likes hand-to-hand combat, and she'd rather fold you up. And that's also me up there. And just like the line of her grabbing the goon by the collar. She says, "Hold still." He says, "Be gentle." Sayuri Dookie Dookie Club. Doki Doki. I'm sure it's Doki Doki, not Dookie Dookie. How are you? So yeah, be gentle. he kind of, it looks like he kind of likes it, or he's gonna like it. Not really. Gets porked in the face. And then this, I wanted to use a storytelling beat of her grabbing a bottle, throwing it, aiming at the goon behind our other hero, boinking him in the head. Boink. No, he says it's a sigh. Sigh. Because he's gonna like it. Be gentle. Wow. This, if you can tell, is probably one of the first pages I did. And then everything else is just action shots. This is going to be, look how rough that is going to be an homage to Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. And so instead of the highway, it's going to be littered bodies, a bar. So if you can, as an artist, if you can get your thoughts across as simple as possible, quickly as possible, but maintain the energy that you're looking for, it'll help in the future. This so rough makes me laugh. I know I have a ton of work to do. And I'm just setting myself up to do some just dynamic shots. I pretty much have the whole story. I just need to work on some pacing. And because it's going to be a super short story, I need the pacing to be right. To go in, go out, and have you go as if it was a whirlwind. What the heck just happened? I need to see more of that. So yeah, that is a quick glimpse. I will be showing more of this in the future. It's going to be fun. Just because I will be learning as I go and sharing as I go. So it'll be learning for everybody. That is what it's all about. All right. Shall we continue? All right, so for Tarzan, I'm going to work on his hand. I'm going to work on some trunk, some canopy. Her face really is messing with me. So I wonder if I am going to... I don't want to give up on it just yet. But I don't want to keep erasing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just feels like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And I'm still not sure if I want to use Tanya Roberts' face as reference. Because then I have to hunt a face to match the position. So I don't think I will. I just want her a bit meaner looking. The model that I'm using is not mean, she's more curious. Sayuri asks, do you ever get frustrated when something doesn't go as you want? All the time. All the time. It's part of the process, honestly. I've mentioned this a couple of times, and I think people kind of look at me sideways when I say it, especially to young artists. If you're going to start drawing or painting or using this as your way to express yourself, and you're going to show it to people, or just for yourself, 80% of it looks either wonky, incomplete, right? It's getting past that first 80%. If you can get past that first part of expectations versus what's the word? Expectations versus reality, or the actual moment, you're gonna be all right. I'm getting frustrated right now. But I know that it's not the end of it. That's also something you guys have to accept. It's not the end of it. If you get frustrated, erase and start over. If I could, I'll grab a sheet of paper and draw over it, or draw it on something else to see if I can move it over. Unfortunately, with these type of sheets, it's kind of one and done. I wouldn't be able to kind of like this sheet is not something that I can scan. I want to keep it here because I'm going to paint it. I'm also thinking I can cheat with the paints later, but I don't want to do that. I want to focus on the art and be in the moment. But yeah, I get frustrated a lot. There's certain things that I want to do that I think I can and I can't as soon as I put pen on paper. For instance, that comic book, that little story I'm bringing together, I may have been able to come up with the concept pretty quickly. But if you was to ask me how often have I drawn a bar or a bar fight, 0 times. Once now, because I did that. That was true frustration. That's true. Then it becomes, well, can you really call yourself an artist? Like those type of questions start creeping in. But I tell you, the devil's a liar. If this is what you're trying to do, you'll find a way. You gotta accept those little bumps along the way as an artist. That is all. I think that we get frustrated. I get frustrated when I'm trying to finish the piece before I even start. Where I want the eye to look like an eye immediately. I want the face or the nose to look the way it's supposed to be immediately. The arm, the shape of the body. And usually that's when I get frustrated. Because I'm bypassing fundamentals. Simple fundamentals, building blocks of creating and building. And being able to rely on what you know. And if you don't know, grab a book. You guys have no idea how much stuff I have around me that I can use. And there's nothing wrong with that. Using reference, using pictures, using yourself, using your hands, using somebody else's. I mean, but I think frustration when it comes to art is because you're trying to get to the end without starting the race. And expectations. I hope that made sense. Yeah, you know, there's something going on here that doesn't quite match, and it's bothered me. Thank you, Link. But even though I'm using the shape of the body, pretty much as is, the face just doesn't match what I'm trying to do. All right. And if we were to, yeah, I might just take a break from the face and work on you know what I used to do? I would draw the expression before the shape of the face, and that would help me. But I'm kind of like stuck here. Now I'm stuck here. All right, if that's that. Get on my planes in there. You know what I find helps me? Uh, Stylization and exaggeration. I think it's a really easy cheat. It's a really interesting way to cheat your way out of a problem when doing something, trying to do something realistic. Because we find, I think sometimes that realism is kind of strict. It has to look right because it's in the word. It's in the definition of it. Real is it? So realism. But because we are artists, we should be able to exaggerate, pinch, stretch. And when you do that, you start seeing, ah, certain pieces start making sense and looking realistic in a sense. What's up, Saboteur? I is back. Get my Tarzan on. I think later today, if I don't finish, or not that I'm going to finish this today, but if I do enough of this cover, I might start painting that Wolverine. I have a Wolverine here. From this X-Men cover that I want to paint. But who knows? Sabo, I'm gonna be watching your interview this Friday. You interwebs famous, man. Watch you squirm. I doubt it. You seem like the guy that likes to talk about yourself. No, I'm playing. I'm just glad, dude. I hope you're not surprised how people are gravitating to your book. This I was gonna say despite the subject matter, but that's not what I meant to say. Um, because the subject matter is such a harsh niche that people are willing to suffer through the stuff you're making them see because your artwork and your storytelling is amazing, and that, sir, is one hell of an accomplishment. I think that's dope, and I'm happy for you, man. I'm proud of you. Does she have a bandana? Link, I appreciate you. Go make that money for all of us. I appreciate you so much for hanging out. I really do. Have an amazing day. God bless you. Love you. Mean it. And I'll see you soon. See you again soon. Ah, bringing up the rear. Mellow bringing up the rear. Our eyes are too high. But we work. You gotta break it down. Break it down. Dude, you tripping. You love how I create the shapes? Oh, checking out the stuff you've put together last couple of days. What was it, Lorelei? I can't remember the hell. What is it? The one that Omar's been promoting the last couple of days. Like, I'm envious of the way you build your shapes. Oh, look at us grab assing. Oh man. No, you're the best. No, you're the best. If I had your discipline, bro, that's all I know. If I had that discipline. But that is, you've surpassed the draw something 1,000 times, right? The 1,000 pages or the repetition. Crap, how the heck am I gonna create bangs? I might as well do the bandana on her. Why not? I've been trying to teach myself to not be so rigid when it comes to building shapes and coming up with it, and just get the gist of it on paper. All right, she's rocking leopard. And I mean, oh man, my cousin hung out, and every other word out of him is Namin, and it's stuck. So I've been bothering everybody in the house with Namin. There's nothing wrong with it. It just caught me off guard that he was saying it so often that it's stuck. Now, what time is it? I picked up some Jack Kirby comic books, some Tarzan, some Buscema Tarzan, and Ormac by John Burns. Man, I wanted to study that Ormac by John Burns. It's all black and white to see if I can use some of his inking technique. The whole thing is just amazing. Been picking up stuff from these old heads, man. I was able to find some Sergeant Rock comics. So, World War II comics. All right, I think we're coming together now. Put it in shadow. When in doubt, put it in shadow. My time off, brother, it was fantastic. But as you know, if you get family over, it doesn't feel like time off. But it was really cool. We have people from back home being the Bean, Boston, celebrating my daughter's milestone achievement, man, of graduating college. It was awesome, man. I just today dropped off my mom at the airport. Julio, my friend. You busy with your headphones? Julio, I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for showing up. And congratulations. I know I said it on your on your uh on your post, man, but congratulations on your anniversary, bro. It's a beautiful thing. But the time off was good, man. I didn't do, like I said earlier, I didn't that eye, man. I tried to stay away from the drawing. I still did some, very little, very little. And I'll show you, and I think you'll guess exactly who I was studying. How's that face look? It don't look good at all. Her mouth is too moved over. Yo, Sheena's killing me right now. I think I'm gonna take Link's advice and just move away from it. When you was curved on your desk painting, yeah, man. The old the shrimp, the shrimp pose. All right. Yeah, I had to reactivate some of my Hemi gouaches, man, yesterday, and I lost the violet. It got moldy, and instead of cleaning it, I just got rid of it. Yeah, I kind of want them to look mean. Yeah, man. So yeah, family, having family here, fantastic. Uh, it's just a whirlwind of noise. All right, we're so quiet here, of welcome noise and cooking, and it was just awesome, 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 and just never lasts long enough. But it always what is it? And not anticipation. Is it anticipation makes the heart grow fonder? Absence? Is it absence? One of those things. One of those things makes the heart grow fonder. But yeah, man, it was fantastic. And then it's over. But it's good to have my daughter back home. Some energy in the house again. All right. That's a little better. She looks very. That's a very masculine face. All right. I think I'm going to move away from the face. I think I'm getting there, but that's bothering me so much so. Yeah, I can't keep it. All right. We'll ghost it. That's what happens, y'all. I'm not hating it, but I'm not loving it either. I think I'm going to take Link's advice also, and then lowering the expression. All right. There's doodle somewhere else. I was able to send my stuff up to that comic book store, the local joint, and get my artwork up there, which looked really cool. I had my kids with me when I went to go. It's always cool to share an accomplishment with them. Just let them know that anything is possible. Cue Kevin Garnett. And but man, it is difficult to try to find things to pin up artboard, like these canvas. I guess they're called canvas panels, canvas board. I tried to use the sawtooth. They just come off. So I got some adhesive tabs that are coming, and hopefully those do the job. But there's so the resources for it, and I don't want it to look cheesy. But if it's gonna stay up on display and not crash down and get broke or bent, then I'm doing it. But yeah, man, I'm surprised I'm even doing this. I was up at 3:30 in the morning today, so I can make sure my mama got to her flight on time. So your boy's on fumes and 2 cups of Joe. But I just was too excited. I was, even though I didn't draw anything, I drew very little. I was tapping the vein, man. Your boy was having withdrawals, drawing them with ketchup, everything, to try to stay active. It'd be like that sometimes. It was actually kind of weird, that feeling. It almost felt like going cold turkey. And then having the studio here, my office here, just kind of like teasing me the whole time. I'll go in there. I kept coming in here, grabbing a piece of work or a comic book or something. Julio, if you're still there, man, I know you're going through some stuff, but if there's any moment you want to jump on and share a stream time with me, it'll be awesome, man. No stress, whatever you want to put up. I know you're. I've been watching your videos on your Lord of the Rings series of Gandalf and Aragorn, or whatever you want to do, bro. Absolutely. Oh, you got some choice. You got some choice books, Sabo? Yeah, I gotta show you, man. Sabo, you too, brother. I don't want you cheating on Omer with me, man. But I'd love to jump on a stream with you. Put the people to sleep. I might just have to do this. Work is work. Yeah, I don't have to do it this early. I do it this early because everybody's out the house. I gotta jump on one of the owners too. You know, not. It'll be really cool not to just draw and not have to worry about having the camera on. Have the camera on. All right, I gotta figure something out here. This thing is bothering the hell out of me. All right. I saw. Anytime I know. Oh yeah, absolutely. Uh, the reference that I'm using for the female here is a stock image of a woman in a, I guess whatever this outfit would be. And then I saw someone actually take that image and use it for generative AI. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it didn't improve it. It didn't do anything but just kind of like, meh. And I don't know why people would do that. It helps sit down and draw when you stream with people. Yeah, I think so. Right? It feels like you've been in a communal drawing. It's kind of hard to get the gradual shading with these pencils, just waxy color pencil. So what was I taking? Oh yeah, so comic books, books. Oh man, I picked up. I was at a bookstore yesterday or the day before, and was able to find a book on one of my favorite artists, Gustav Klimt. And I'm really looking forward to trying to bridge some of the stuff that these guys that I study into my work. I just don't know how. I'm so amazed by them that I don't know how to separate. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Um, the fan in me and the artist in me. I love the way he draws hands. His hands are very modern. Where is it? Look at that face. That's amazing. Anyway, yeah, man. I've been on one of those kicks. I got a Picasso book I found that one I found at a bookstore. The Picasso that I found was in a antique store, and a Van Gogh in an antique store. But this is what it's the only thing I sketched. Looking at Joe Kubert Tarzan books. I'm trying to capture that energy of his. And these bomb ass close ups. And I was using, what is this thing? The sketch and wash pencils. I don't know if you guys mess with these. They're water soluble. Soluble? You know what I'm talking about. So he gets these really cool washes and gradients. But yeah, that was the only thing I did. I wish I would have dated it. But I'm glad I didn't. I just kind of like, everybody disappeared, and I had a moment when my wife and I were just hanging out, and I ran and grabbed my sketchbook. I don't know why his and Kirby's style lately I've been talking about them a lot. Why I've been appreciating them more and more lately. I gotta erase this foot. I originally drew her this size. That was the original composition here. And I didn't like how far back she was for a book that she shares top billing with Tarzan, and I'm like, I don't like it. So I made her bigger, almost in front of him. Plus, she's in the front cover, so it looks like a ghosted image of Heather Locklear. I'm seeing if I think like a painter and just put in the broad shapes, it'll help me find the face. Yesterday, they were actually showing the movie Tarzan. What is it? Of Greystoke? With Christopher Lambert or Lambert if you're French. If you're nasty. And I was like, how convenient was that? But no love for Sheena on TV. They didn't know I was drawing her. kind of getting that big hair 80s vibe that Tanya Roberts had in the movie. So I might as well just try to go with it. Yo, women faces are so difficult to draw. Wow. I feel like I'm forcing it. Only so I can hide it all under paint. I'm thinking way too much here. And I didn't do myself any favors here with this pose, with this angle. How about Sheena has no face? No face for Sheena. Alright. She's killing me. She has conquered me so far. Unbelievable. Maybe I draw her yelling. Draw her yelling. That's funny. That's all I can muster right now. Oh, Lordy. All right. All right. Let's take a moment. Let's see. Can one of you ladies help me? Let me see. Let me see if I can. I just need. She is. That's the ear. But the problem is the shading's off, but that's all right. I think it's okay to draw her kind of peed off because I went through the comic and she's whipping these people's hey, Art Nerd Official Studios. Hey, how you doing? How are you? I'm fine. How are you? Where do you get your blue pencils? These pencils I got them from Amazon. Courtesy of I was watching Rob Norton use these. He swore by them. I've tried color pencils before. This is just a regular color pencil. I'll show you the SKU for them. And I really dug them. I don't know if I prefer them over regular pencils. I do enjoy how you can build up with them. I enjoy that you can actually erase them. But yeah, these are... I don't know if you'll be able to see the whole thing, but maybe you can. Prismacolor, Cole Erase, C-U-L Erase, and these are 20044 blue. I got these at Amazon, a box of them. I bought 2 boxes of them. Come in a box of 12. They're not too expensive, maybe $8-9. I can't remember for sure. And then what I did was when I got my first box, I just sharpened a bunch of them. Apparently I sharpened 8 of them. One of them I used to the nub. I wish I kept it. I got it somewhere. So, just to let you know how much I enjoyed using the blue color erase. This is what's left of the first one. I think that's hilarious. And the rest of them, I got them scattered around. I have 2 in front of me. I got 2 behind me. That's behind me. I have all my other art supply cups. Has maybe 1 or 2 in there. Oopsie, little earthquake action. They sharpen really well. Maybe that's the allure. I love sharpening pencils. It's just a weird ADHD tick that I have. Or OCD, one of the two. They sharpen really well. So they get it up. I would put my cushion on it. But because I go through them so often, that I leave them loose. But yeah, I thank him completely, man, for using them as often as he does, and he does great with them. I think he does his initial drawings with them, and then he light boxes using regular pencil. And then he inks over it. Nah, Sabo, I can't. Nah, man. Prismacolor, Color Erase. Blue number 20044. Great for reproductions. What are the blue pencils you use, Salvatore? An Art Nerd Official Studio says, I'm planning on starting to record and post long form videos. Well, I will be looking forward to that. Will you be drawing, inking, painting? Art Nerd Studios, Official Studios? Awesome. All the above. That's fantastic. We need more art in the world. Good eye. It's 11 o'clock. The Tombow 8900 Prussian Blue. So nice. So soft. Really? I'll have to check it out. Can you erase that? Do you have? Oh no, I've seen you erase it. eyebrows, man. Dang, bud. Must be getting a package. Yep. 1 second, gents. Thank you, doggo. And the watch your step clip. The watch your step. I just put dirt all over the place. Not really. It's pretty deep and cool, so it's much harder to erase. That's basically the Japanese teach pretzel. Yeah, dude, you gotta give these a shot. What they say over here? Zeus Lightning wants to see the reference. Absolutely. Absolutely. Give me 1 second. Okay. Boop. Is it this one? Boop. There you go. Hey, let me, I gotta scooch these over so you can see them all in screen. Minimize that. I'll put her over here. So not too bad. I think it works well. I'm going to move this one here. That is the reference. Oh, thanks, Zeus. Zeus Lightning, I appreciate you. Oh, Art Nerd wants to know all the tricks of the trade. No, I am using OBS. So in OBS, you can create a bunch of different, what they call scenes or just windows. That here is just an image window. You can use, like down here where you see my Art to the Round Table and my Ko-fi. These are browser links. And that's just another blank image with no background. Same difference. You just change the name and the titles for it to suit what you need. So, oh, there you go, all tree. And then I'm using Zeus. I'm using this figurine to make sense of the face because I'm struggling for whatever reason with this young lady with the reference this way to get it. I'm trying to change it a bit, so I actually don't mind that one. I kind of like that hair too. But this was something I was referring to when I was drawing my Dick Tracy painting about using these models and having an understanding of the planes of the face. And those building blocks would just help you. We all struggling? Oh yeah, tell me about it. It is real. Struggling is not the problem, right? Giving up is. And I hope none of us give up. I don't want to make the grimace too extreme. But I am going to use the shading that she has in her face because it matches the rest of the image. And I'll show you guys what this reference looks like. I want it to look more like I didn't want them to look like they were fighting. I wanted them to look like they're in the middle of stalking their prey, hunting. Not necessarily hunting an animal. I mean, that was my cousin again. Kind of like beady eyes, hunting the most dangerous. What is it? The greatest game? I can't remember. I love these figurines. I wish this didn't have so many facets, so many planes. I think it's a little too much. Where's my homie at? I have him locked away. The Dew's version, the planes or the face are a little bit easier to follow and not as convoluted. Even though this is more the muscle tone. Even this one compared to the female version of the muscle tone, it just looks better. One of my favorite. I like those. They're nice and heavy. You can conk somebody with those. Oh yeah, you talking conk. Not that I would recommend you do that. But if you needed to, you already know. We all about to conk out with this music though. I'm using her reference here. Plus, I didn't want them to look, I don't know, gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to have that Hollywood superhero look. I don't think anyone who's had to survive in any type of jungle environment for that long would be looking hot. They'd be pretty pissed off. And pretty rough looking. You ain't got nicely coiffed bangs is all I'm saying. That's just a cop out for me being able to draw an ugly person and be like, that's exactly what I intended. Oh, brother, what are we doing? Falling in love here? Let's just, whew. Yeah, I don't know if you guys were able to hear the music, but it was getting a little, it's getting a little intense. It's too early for that. The face for the model is a little bit higher. You can see her nostril a little bit more, but I'm trying to make it a bit more dynamic. The struggle that I'm falling into right now is how many lines can I put on her face to make it read without making her look too ugly or too old. Oh man. You know what I mean, guys? And I'm losing the stylistic nature of what I was aiming for. Like, look at Tarzan here. Deep in shadow, suggestive face, you just get enough. And I kind of lost it here. So I might have to do a lot of this over. I got no problem showing you guys this struggle, honestly. This is where those hours count. This is where the thought process counts. This is where you as the artist or me as the artist can sit here and go, what the heck am I doing wrong here? And begin to troubleshoot. This is how you solve your problems as an artist. This is how you figure it out. This is where you go from, I don't want to do this anymore. This is where you go from, do I really want to be doing this? Because I guarantee you, this is not fun. But it's not deterring me from moving forward. And if there's anything from today's live that I can share, is that it's okay. It really is okay when it comes to something like this. If you have a vision, you have something that you need to get out of your head, your coconut, maybe I need to do a bit more studying. Maybe I need to grab a different reference image. Maybe I just need to study this reference image a little bit more. Like I said, Zebo, it's the challenge. It's fun. I think that the misconception of people that have been doing this for a long time is that they don't suffer from this. You know, they all do. They just know how to troubleshoot a lot faster than those like myself who haven't done it for 30, 40, 50 years. The worst thing I can do right now, to tell you the truth, is look at somebody else draw that's really good that I admire. Like if I was to go and catch a Jim Lee video from one of his live streams and watch him just fart out this beautiful painting, beautiful drawing, this beautiful inking, it'll do me more harm than it would do help. Would it inspire me? Sure, but it'll also show and highlight my shortcomings, and that's not what I want to do. What I actually would benefit me more is maybe go through this book a bit. Maybe find the character that I'm trying to draw. Right? Look at how beautiful Alex Ross paints Sheena. But that's also not what I want to do. I don't want to draw her or paint her like Alex Ross. But this is the only reference I have of this character unless I start Googling. So it's in my hand. Alright, I can just start appreciating what's in front of me. Seeing how this artist, who is this? Roberto Castro, how he did it. I don't want to copy him either, but I want to get into the vibe of the character and see how she looks realized. I might want to go into look at Frank Cho. I think Frank Cho does some Sheena. But what I really want to do is kind of slow down a bit and see where my head is at. Why am I struggling right now with that face? And I am confident that it's because I'm trying to put too much into that image, into her face. That's a pretty rendition of her face. I'm stuck in between trying to make it realistic because I still have the actress from the old movie in my head, because I was kind of like looking at pictures of her before I stopped last week. That is such a cool pose. Show you guys over there. But okay. Alright. Something else I could do is just draw it over here. Alright. So what did I see? I just know that I'm not loose right now. I'm really tight because I am struggling a bit. What I'm doing right now is kind of going back into some old studies, old ways of how I used to do it, and I'm doing a very, 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 very loose Riley and Loomis. I'm not looking at my, these aren't helping me right now, they didn't help me earlier. So now I'm reverting back to my Rolodex of past experiences. And what I'm doing is kind of creating a skull shape. Right? The wells of the eyes, the wells where the nose would be. And then I'm just going to do something here for the lips. I'm drawing through features using the hair for dynamic movement. She is steady, but it doesn't mean the wind is still. We don't know what's happening. That's one thing also that I suffer from when I'm using reference, how stiff certain things look. So we have to create the drama in our minds so that we can see it play out. Remember, what you're drawing is a paused image, something that was in motion. If you think that way, a lot of your images will have a bit more life to it, in my opinion. And again, these are jungle people that have been living in the jungle, no matter how pretty they are. Now that I have a version of her eye wells, the wells of her eyes, the wells of her nose, where her skull is, the face comes to come into view for me. And it might be difficult for you guys because of the blue. I could zoom in, but it may. And you know what? Why not? Why not? I might have to get a little creative here. She looks like Josie from Josie and the Pussycats. All right. Hopefully this does not affect the dual. If it does, it does. All right. I don't know if that helps. I already like the way the nose is filling up in here. I have to remember these are hunters. But I might end up jumping on later on today in the afternoon. It'd be nice just to get back and stream a bit more. I like the subtle stank face I got going on for her. Nova Draws. Welcome back. I'm still drawing the face. Struggling here. But making ground now. Too big. Too high. There's certain little visual tricks and cues that I noticed myself doing, and I guess I don't realize. Putting triangles where I think the beginning of the eyebrows are going to start, because I tend to do the mad eyebrow. So I do this weird little shape here with a muscle where your eyebrows begin to curl in. So these were the eyes. I do it a lot. Right? Those are the wrinkles of the nose and the eyebrows, and then the shadows of the eyes here. You can erase where you think the eyes are going to go. And I'm kind of trying to... Oh, you coloring Cami? Well, that's kind of cool. I haven't... The last Street Fighter image reference I've done was Sagat on black mixed media paper. But that's cool. I don't know how I feel about that movie. You interested in that coming out? Are you more interested in that or Mortal Kombat? I can't feel the... I don't know the vibe of that Street Fighter movie. I think they're gonna go too camp. But then again, I think Mortal Kombat went too serious, but if it works, it works. You're more interested in Street Fighter? I can dig it. Do you remember the movie? Are you old enough to remember the movie from 96? I think it came. It was? I can't remember. With Jean-Claude Van Damme? I saw that POS in the theaters, yo. I loved it. It was so bad. Ah, so you only remember the animated series, not the one that was on like the USA Network, the American 90s series, or the Street Fighter, the Japanese version. The Japanese one is so much better. That if you're referring to the American cut where Bison's like delicious, you need to go back. Yeah, I like that stank face she's given. But yeah, there was a movie. I was really. I guess they don't really play that movie on TV. You will definitely see it once this movie comes out in theaters. They will start playing that Van Damme Street Fighter movie on television more often. It felt like a movie made for a franchise that didn't have the rights to the franchise. Does that make sense? The characters were in name, but they didn't really act or behaved the way we remember them or know them to be. Retro? No, it came out and not. It wasn't trying to be retro. It's it. They try to take it a little too serious. It feels like a comic book movie, and a not well done comic book movie. Characterizations are wrong. The only character that at first I didn't like was Bison, and then I fell in love with the character for a ton of reasons. One, the actor was Puerto Rican. Whoop, whoop. You prefer the games? Oh yeah, absolutely. The game is so good as it was that Street Fighter Turbo may be one of the best fighting games ever made. I feel like this eye needs to be lower now. I'm sorry if I got quiet. One, I'm bumping here to this amazing song. And two, I'm trying to concentrate on his eyeball. That looks pretty good. I think. I think it's closer than I've ever been. I think making the face a little bigger, the features, going back to the basics and finding my way around the face using less and less reference really helped. Adding a bit more energy to it. I like the I like the big hair. Yeah, I think that worked out pretty good. I think it's gonna be difficult painting this thing, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Because I'm gonna have to tape all of this. I want to be a little bit more brave here with composition and actually cut off hair, paint over Tarzan and Sheena. So it'll just say featuring Tar and Hina. Tarhina. We'll see what happens. Because I think it'll look cool. We'll figure it out. Or, hear me out. Oh my lord. I have some masking fluid. What? I'm going to use masking fluid. I'm going to protect the lettering. Then I'm going to paint over it. And it's going to be in front of the paint. What? It's going to be awesome. All right. I've been on for 2 hours, 22 minutes. I am actually going to call it. I'm going to let the music play me out. And I'll jump on later on this afternoon. I'm digging the face. I might just jump back onto this. And if this gets too boring for y'all as we build up, nah, we're gonna finish it. I'm not even gonna speak that into existence. So, party peoples, thank you for joining me on my re-entry Wednesday. It was fun to come back. It was fun to struggle. I think I had a feeling I was gonna struggle just because it's been a while. But I'm glad I was able to get through it with you guys here watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Right? Thank you so much for joining me. This is Art to the Round Table. My name is Mello. God bless you. Love you, mean it. And until next time, I'll show you later. Bye-bye.
I'll be writing for the kids in the back, for the dreamer with a notebook crack, for the mama working double no break, for the brother trying to make a new lane. No hate in the cipher, just heat. Real talk with a smooth little beat. If the world get loud, I get calm. Flip the pain into art, that's the charm. Talk that real, keep it clean, keep it moving, keep it mean. From the soul to the screen, we don't borrow, we lead the scene. Arts of the round table, Mellow is my name. Arts of the round table, say it like the flame. Mellow is my name. Mellow is my name. Arts of the round table, we came to change the game. Yeah. Pass the mic, let the circle grow. One for the heart and the people who know. Every good word got a way back home. Every true sound make the young one strong. Yeah. Arts of the round table.